Hello and welcome to Park Halton for the first of our hurling finals this weekend. It's a Junior 2 final between St Patrick's and Kildalkey. St Patrick's from the east of the county and Kildalkey and the village from the south of the county. I'll give you the teams before. The teams are just getting ready to start now, so I'll give you the team. St Pat's line out with Philip O'Brien in goals. Full back line is Ty Gleanahan wearing number 2, Oisin Callahan wearing number 3, and Daniel Mannix wearing number 4. The half back line is Aaron Callahan wearing 5. Number 6, the great JP Ryan, who was soldier with St Pat's for many years, and number 7, Killian Quigley. Number 8 is Shane Clark in the middle of the field, and number 9, Conor Powers, replaced by Kieran DeBarra. The game is on now. We'll give you the Kildalkey team and the rest of St Pat's team very shortly. Kildalkey on the attack here. Joey Friend has the ball into full forward. Andrew Fagan's taking on his man. He looks out. He hits a long ball back out to the 50-yard line. Caught by number 29, who's not on the programme, and he hit it over the bar. Who's number 29? Number 29 for Kildalkey hit the first point of the game after 32 seconds, and he's not listed on the programme. We don't have his name. So after 40 seconds, Kildalkey go into a quick lead. Puck out from the St Pat's goalkeeper all the way down, Philip O'Brien. A long one inside the far 50-yard line. Aaron Boyce on the ball for Kildalkey. It's up the line. It's missed by Charlie Egan, who would have a couple of senior hurling medals. It's cleared by the great JP Ryan, who hurled with Meath back in the early 2000s. St Pat's are on the attack now with Daniel Leanahan on the ball, a left-handed strike, and it's gone to the left and wide. First shot and the first wide by Daniel Leanahan. Kildalkey goalkeeper Colin Barry, a long puck out. Great puck out by ball keepers from the start to the ball. There's a bit of a scrum for the ball. It's kicked out by one of the Kildalkey players, can't get his number, it's fouled. The referee gives a free in, a fairly fortunate free in to Aaron Boyce, who came out with the ball out of that ruck, and it's a free from about 40 metres out. And it'll be taken by the scorer, who we now found out is Matthew Cully, who was wearing 29 instead of 9 for Kildalkey. He's on the free as well. This free 40 metres out, dead straight in front of the goals. And he probably has a slight wind blowing into the Mahoney's end. Good strike, and the ball is over the bar for a 2-point lead for Kildalkey after 2 minutes and 12 seconds. The ball is in the hand of Philip O'Brien, the St Pat's keeper. He goes short this time to JP Ryan, who delivers a long ball into the full forward line into Patrick Calvey. Calvey misses it, and it's picked up by Conor Lyons, who takes on his man, loses the ball, and a hand pass out to the wing. There's a bit of foul. No, he's not fouled. Ball is back out to the full back for Kildalkey, who's Conor Dunn, a man that holds 5 senior hurling medals for Kildalkey, first in 2009. As again, we haven't moved outside the 30-yard line here. St Pat's are through. There's a foul on number. The free into Kildalkey from about 10 yards in from the hospital sideline on the 21-yard line. This will be taken by Gerard O'Donoghue, the St Pat's captain, who bends and strikes and put it over the bar for the first score for St Pat's after 3 minutes. The score now is 2 points to 1 to Kildalkey. Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper, whose first puck out has got great distance. This is not just as good, lands in the middle of the field. Great catch there by Gerard Gagan from Kildalkey. He delivers a ball into the full forward line. Full forward, Andrew Fagan comes out, he misses it. St Pat's are coming out with this. A great flick there as Daniel Mannix came out the ball. There's a great flick there from Cahill O'Sullivan, the Limerick man, who lives in Trim, right beside the field, playing a corner forward here for Kildalkey. The ball has gone out wide, and it's another puck out for Kildalkey. That was a lovely flick from Cathal O'Sullivan away from the Daniel Mannix coming out with the ball. He had the ball in the hurling, just got a lovely left-hand flick away from him. Another short puck out, a very accurate short puck out to Killian Quigley for St. Pat's, who missed the first pick, and he's dispossessed. He's dispossessed by John Feehan, who kicks the ball in front of him. He's in turn is dispossessed by Daniel Mannix for St. Pat's. Daniel Mannix John JP Ryan again, a great ball into the St. Pat's forwards. Number 18, who is playing a corner forward, Neil O'Flaherty, is on the ball. Number 10 is now Gerard O'Donoghue, who gives a great ball into the square. This is dangerous. He turns and he shoots a point from Matthew Leanan, number 11. A dangerous ball driven in by the sub Neil O'Flaherty initially, who drove a great ball into the square, and it was put over the bar by Matthew Leanan wearing number 11. Puck out again for Kildalkey, Colin Barry. Again, a really long puck out. It lands on the far 50-yard line. It's broken down by the Pat's wing back. It's well gathered there. He goes to ground, well gathered by Joey Feehan. And it's another free into Kildalkey. This one is about 35 yards out. It'll be taken by number 29, Matthew Cully, who was originally supposed to wear number 8. Referee Connor is giving a bit of a talking to the St. Pat's player for a chop. This should be an easy free again. It's dead straight in front of the goals, about 35 yards out. A low flat ball over the black spot, and brings the scores to 3 points to 2 to Kildalkey after 5 minutes. A lively game, Colin.
Yeah, it's interesting the different tactics there, John. You see the St. Pat's goalkeeper there, Philip O'Brien. He's going short with a lot of puckouts, and always gone along with this one. But on the Kildalkey side, they've gone along with all of their puckouts. But the real key here is going to be discipline, I think, John. We'll see the accuracy there from both free takers as well. So if they can minimise the amount of frees taken, there'll be a big advantage.
Absolutely, and as Colin was talking, the wing back, Killian Quigley, hit a brilliant point from just inside the sideline, about, I'd say, 60 metres out. A brilliant point for St. Pat's from Killian Quigley. Long puck out here, as Colin said, for Kildalkey again. They're going to persist with the longer puck out. This man wearing 29, Matthew Cully, is doing a lot of damage. St. Pat's come out with it. Matthew Leanan has it. He saw us. He's a left-handed hurler. He gives a short ball over to his colleague Daniel Leanan. Could be a brother, we don't know. Ball into the full forward line. It's taken out. Conor Dunn got a flick to it. Sean Corrigan, another man with 5 senior hurling champion medals, give a long diagonal ball out to the wing forward, Aaron Byas. Aaron Byas takes on his man, a lively little hurler. This fella's only about 18 years of age. He gives a hand pass out, a good hand pass out to midfielder Kieran Brown. Kieran Brown, another hand pass over. It's into the full forward line, and Cathal O'Sullivan was on the ball. He missed it. Fagan has it now. Andrew Fagan, a hand pass in. It's dropped by Cahill, Charlie we call him, around the town of Trim and Kildalkey. He's known as Charlie, his father a great referee in his day. Ball back out to Andrew Fagan on the sideline, 50 yards out. A high lob ball, this could be dangerous. Oh, the goalkeeper comes out, he goes to catch, he misses it. It's on the line, and it's out for it's wide. That was very dangerous. The goalkeeper, Philip O'Brien, came out very bravely to catch the ball. He got a little bit of a flick from one of the Kildalkey full forward line, and it rolled across the small square and out for a wide. That was a lucky break there for St. Pat's. That could have been easily in the net, Colin.
It sure could have, yeah. A bit of a scrappy period of play there. Just a lot of good defending there from the St. Pat's rearguard, and good play in the end then by Andrew Fagan to get the high ball in, and those dangerous balls in. You know yourself, John, get them into the square then. Some big men in there, but Pats did well to kind of get rid of it in the end, but maybe a little bit of luck on their side as well. Yeah,
it rolled kind of harmlessly wide when someone could have got a touch on it. It's absolutely, it's great to see St. Pat's in the final here. This is, and in fairness, Kildalkey is our third team, a great club that you said earlier before the game that the older players seem to stay on and play with their second and third teams. Absolutely,
yeah. A first team versus a third team, and you got lads with you mentioned there, lads with great experience playing at senior hurling there. Crash Corrigan there at wing back. I remember he brought me on a session over in New York one time there. I was an innocent young lad, 20 years of age, wasn't even old enough to be to be drinking over there in America, but he looked after me, so he's a good man to have there for all those young lads as well.
Absolutely. St. Pat's on the attack, and they're fouled 30 metres out. The referee from Ashbourne awards Kieran De Barra, who was originally the sub goalkeeper. He's wearing 18, playing middle of the field, and he earned a free for his team about 30 yards out, just slightly right of the goal, and it'll be taken by team captain Stephen O'Donoghue. There's lovely sweets on view here and to be shared, but I can't eat them because I'm doing commentary. I don't slur me words this early in the day. That score was scored again by Gerard O'Donoghue, the St. Pat's captain, and that would be Gerard's many scores? His second score from a free. A puck out for Kildalkey goalkeeper, not as long this time. It's gathered by Daniel Lena, who's having a fine game, a left-hander. A turn by number 10, Gerard O'Donoghue, the captain, and hits the post. It drops down in front of the Kildalkey goals. Well cleared. A great clearance by the Kildalkey corner back. Out to the middle of the field again, where Shane Clark was having a very good game in the middle of the field. He dispossessed. A great ball into Andrew Fagan. Andrew Fagan's on the square, it goes over his head, and Philip O'Brien comes out. He tries to take on the Kildalkey player. He loses the ball. He probably should be clearing it there rather than trying to take on a man. It's a bit scrappy here. Aaron Byas Aaron's having a nice little game for a young lad. Aaron Fagan on the ball again. He takes his man on. He's heading for a goal. He's challenged by Oisin Callahan, the full back, and it's a free in. It was a free in. He's fouled outside the square, and it's a free in for Kildalkey, and this will be taken by Matthew Cully. An exciting period of play there, Colin.
It sure is, yeah. And interesting the difference in tactics there, John. You see St. Pat's kind of maybe shooting from distance, and we saw that one come off the post, whereas Kildalkey, their focus is to get the ball into the inside forward line. Now, I thought that was good refereeing, not just because he's done a more Ashbourne man there, but I thought it was good refereeing there when Philip O'Brien came out with the ball. And sometimes when a goalkeeper is tackled, sometimes the referees automatically give him a free. But he let the play run there, and he let the play develop, and Kildalkey came out.
Good refereeing from the Ashbourne referee that Colin didn't know he was Ashbourne before the game. Sharp puck out this time from Philip O'Brien at the Ashbourne goals. It's down to Matthew Leenan. These Leenans are fine hurlers, and they all seem to be left-handers as well. So the ball is in a kind of a ruck. It comes out. I like to see a team winning these. Number 5 gathers the ball, Aaron O'Callaghan, and he's fouled. Accidental clip to the helmet by the Kildalkey player. There's no malice in that tackle at all, and it seems like the goalkeeper Philip O'Brien will come out and take this one. Aaron is down on his knees. I think he's going to be all right. The standard of hurling is fairly good for Junior 2, which would be the lowest grade in Meath hurling.
Yeah, it's a nice, obviously Park Talton, a nice open pitch as well, but see those types of battles there, John, as you know, they're very important from a psychological point of view. You get those rucks, there's 5 or 6 lads trying to get the ball. If you come away with them, everyone you come away with, it gives a lift to the team, and it also wins a free and gives you a chance to go in the attack as well.
It also ignites the crowd a little bit too when you win those. It actually shows great hunger. I love to see my own team coming out with those more than that. So the free is taken by number 2, Ty Leenahan. A long ball in, it's just on the top of the arc. They're rooting at it there, for want of a better word. It's cleared by Liam Carroll, number 5, right down to JP Ryan, who will always be in the right position. A great hurler all down through the years for St. Pat's. A bad clearance by Ty Leenahan, number 2 for St. Pat's. It goes out, and there's a great block by Ty Leenahan. He redeemed himself there after a bad strike. It's out to Aaron Byas. Aaron Byas back into Fagan. They're hitting Fagan with every ball they can here. The fullback is under a bit of pressure. The fullback, Oisin O'Callaghan. Fagan still in possession. He'll be tired after this one. Referee gives a free. He must have had his hand up. I didn't see it, but it looked like a bit of a chop. Probably was a free, Colin.
Yeah, he had his hand up for advantage. It's one of those, John, that lately, any time if you hit someone's hurl at all, the referee gives a free. And I think by the rule book, maybe some referee who's here might know a bit better, but if you do strike someone's hurl, it is a free in. And on that occasion, he was going for the ball. There's no question there that the fullback there, Oisin Callan, was going for the ball, but he did strike the hurl there of Andrew Fagan.
He did, yeah, and he awarded a free. And this man, Matthew Cully, is very accurate and free. He gets his fifth free, fourth free, and his fifth score in the game. A long puck out this time by Philip O'Brien in the goals for Ashbourne. A great striker of the ball. It lands down in front of Kieran De Barra. Kieran De Barra doesn't get it. Goes to the midfield of Kildalkey, who's Kieran Brown. A fine looking young athlete he is. And he's adjusted to overcarry the ball. He's not happy. He looks to the linesman for a bit of help. The linesman doesn't give him any help. The referee was quite decisive in his decision, and it's a free into St. Pat's, who Captain Gerald O'Donoghue will take this from the 70-yard line, I like to call it. I didn't go on metric yet. So it's just inside it, 69 yards out. A lovely strike from Gerald O'Donoghue, the St. Pat's captain. He looks a nice hurler.
Absolutely, like that's a great strike there from the 70-yard line, and I had plenty in it as well, so that just shows you again the discipline's important. If you're giving away frees and over carrying, he can punish Kildalkey here today.
Absolutely, and did punish them that time again. A long puck out again from Colin Barry in the Kildalkey goal. It's gathered that time by Cahill Egan, Charlie Egan, and the goalkeeper stops it going over the bar. The goalkeeper is a tall young man. He looks about 6'3" from the stand here, but he stopped that going over the bar. St. Pat's on the attack again. Patrick Calvey on the ball. It's gathered there on the 50-yard line by the Kildalkey corner back. Then Conor Lyons, who cleared it up the line. It's won again by St. Pat's. Into this great hurler again that I call him, Gerard O'Donoghue, the captain. A long strike from 60 yards out, and a brilliant point over the black spot from Gerard O'Donoghue. I wonder, is he young enough to come in with Sir Buffon?
I'm not so sure, but on the evidence so far, he should be in there no matter what age he is, John.
Yeah, he looks a fine hurler. There was a left-hand shot, a long puck out again from Colin Barry in the Kildalkey goals. It goes out to the wing. It's gathered by the ex-sub goalkeeper Kieran De Barra, who's having a great game in the middle of the field. He's fouled on Kildalkey's on his own 70-yard line, and referee's having a little chat with the Kildalkey player after the foul. I'm sure he'll only take him, which he does. He's having a little chat with him, telling him just to mind it. JP Ryan on this one on his own 70-yard line. He's looking up. He's hardly going to go for this one. He is. It's a long strike. The goalkeeper's looking up. It drops short. The goalkeeper mishandles, and there was a bit of a chop in there, more than a bit of a chop. The goalkeeper, Colin Barry, comes out with the ball and does very well. He's out on a great clearance up the line to Kieran Brown. Kieran bypasses Kieran Brown, and that man again, JP Ryan, he's everywhere and he's always in the right place. A great ball in. A great catch by De Barra. De Barra strikes left hand and over the bar. Now 18. Sorry, I got that wrong. It's Neil O'Flaherty. So he's wearing number 18. Very good hurlers. Yeah, we're getting comments here from Francis Lynch, Kiltale Sauer, that these lads are good hurlers, and he's right. He's definitely right. It's a good game of hurling, this. Matthew Cully again, wearing 29 for Kildalkey. Ball into Fagan. Andrew Fagan misses that one. I'd say he's a bit tired after all the. He gets it, he wins it back, and he did very well. St. Pat's just seem to be that little bit stronger, and coming out with the ball is Daniel Mannix, who's got a lot of possession, and he's lost it again, and there's a foul awarded Kildalkey for over carrying by Daniel Mannix. That'd be a harsh one, Colin.
Yeah, I'm not sure, was it for the throwing up the ball, and maybe he gave the signal for steps, alright, yeah, it might be a little bit harsh, but he's closer to the action than us, certainly. But that was interesting, that last period of play when John Paul Ryan took the free there. I thought the way Gerald O'Donoghue was striking the ball that he would have been striking it, but JP Ryan struck it really well, landed a litlittle bit short, and it ended up on the score there for St. Pat's. So they have weapons from everywhere, really.
Yeah, and that was another point there from Matthew Cully, his fifth point in all, and his sixth in all, and his fifth from a free. Sharp puck out by Philip O'Brien. It landed to Killian Quigley, who missed the catch, and he in turn fouled Andrew Fagan, and it's another free in for Kildalkey. Colin spoke about discipline there. Is 100% right. If you're not disciplined, these free takers are very accurate, and they're going to score. So you have to cut out the fouling. Because you're giving away free scores when you have such accurate free takers. Matthew Cully standing over this one again. It's about 60 yards out. It's two, and he misses that one. It's to the left and wide. Quick puck out by Philip O'Brien out to Aaron Callahan. who loses the ball to Aaron Bias. Aaron Bias, another long high ball in. Cahill O'Sullivan is running forward. He just doesn't have the legs. I like the jib of this goalkeeper, Philip O'Brien. He seems to be very accurate. Oh! That was blocked down by... He's Philip O'Brien, my learned colleague here from Meath Chronicle, Fergal Lynch, tells me he's an Underdogs goalkeeper. So that means we have two goalkeepers from the Underdogs, Fergal.
Two goalkeepers, yeah. Kildalkey second team goalkeeper Paul Fagan in goals for them, but doesn't feature in the third team here. And Philip O'Brien, St. Pat's, playing very well too.
Yes, yeah, he looks the part anyway, and his striking is good. So, yeah, just thank the Meath Chronicle for that bit of news there. A good sideline cut in. It's gone into the full forward line. It's gathered by Patrick Calvey. Calvey drops the ball to the ground. Conor Lyons is over for Kildalkey. Is out for a sideline cut, and Matthew Lenihan looks to be going over to take it. No, he passes it on down to his teammate Daniel Lenihan, who we'll put them down as brothers or cousins anyway. Left hand. This Daniel Lenihan is a left-handed hurler. He chipped that one in, and it's into the full forward. Vincent O'Donoghue would be his first possession. He turns over it's a John Milan-esque, over his shoulder and over the bar for a great point. His first score of the game. Vincent O'Donoghue, the number 14 for St. Pat's. A long puck out again from Colin Barry. Andrew Fagan is out underneath this one. He tries to flick it over his head. He doesn't get any contact. JP Ryan gets a block down. It's down, a long ball down into the diagonal ball into the St. Pat's 50-yard line. It's a full forward. Vincent O'Donoghue out again on this one. It's I didn't like that one. Number 10, the captain, Gerard O'Donoghue. The ball was on the ground, and Kevin Murray was kind of straddling the ball, and it seemed Gerard O'Donoghue had a little pull. It wasn't a hard pull, but he did have a little pull ahead, and it could have been dangerous, Colin.
It could have been dangerous, and like you said, it wasn't too hard of a pull. If you'd have given a bit more on it, I'd say he certainly would have seen red, but he kind of maybe just tried to poke it in a little bit, but certainly dangerous play. I would say he should probably get a yellow card because there was a man on the ground.
He definitely should get a yellow card. No, he doesn't. It's a throw in. It's given him not even a free. So the ball breaks out, and it breaks out to the former Kieran DeBarra, the former goalkeeper, down the line to St. Pat's again, and Gerard O'Donoghue hits it over his shoulder, and it goes to the right and wide from the sideline, about 28 yards out. Probably looking for too much to get that one over the bar. A long puck out again from Colin Barry. He's looking for Fagan again. It's caught, well held by number 7, Killian Quigley. A great ball down. He finds his man on the 50-yard line. It's the sub, Neil O'Flaherty, who puts it over the bar from 50 yards out after a great ball from Killian Quigley, who fielded the ball in the air and gave a diagonal ball into the middle of the field to Neil O'Flaherty, who's justifying his place on the field with number 18 on his back. Kildalkey puck out. My learned colleague here again from the Meath Chronicle informs me that Neil O'Flaherty is a dual star with St. Pat's. So there's on the sideline 50 yards out. It's a free in to St. Pat's. Patrick Calvey was fouled on the sideline. Needless foul, not in a scoring position, and it definitely isn't a scoring position now when Gerald O'Donoghue, a captain for St. Pat's, who's just on the sideline, 51 yards out. It's a difficult shot, but he's a great striker of the ball, left-handed strike, and there I say it, over the bar again. Brilliant free taken, and that would be Gerald's 4th point from frees. Very accurate. As I said earlier on, you can't give away frees to these teams. The score now after 22 minutes is St. Pat's 10, Kildalkey 6. Puck out is shorter this time. We're looking for Fagan, but this JP Ryan is after winning every ball that came to him. So if I was Kildalkey's Colin Brown, I'd be keeping away from JP Ryan. Kildalkey in possession. An over the shoulder pass over to Cahill O'Sullivan. Cahill O'Sullivan misses out to Aaron Bias. Aaron Bias loses possession. He loses possession to who? Yeah, to JP Ryan again, who gives a foot pass down to Matulina, and Matulina is the field in front of him. He misses the first pick. He turns over his shoulder, left-handed hurler as well, into the full forward, Vincent O'Donoghue. Vincent O'Donoghue misses, Patrick Halvey misses, comes out. And another man with 5 senior hurler medals, Stephen Ford, clears that one. And judged to be fouled. He calls his keeper out, Colin Barry. Just interesting there that Kildalkey have Conor Dunn, Sean Corrigan, Stephen Ford, who all were starters and stalwarts of the Kildalkey team from 2009, winning 5 senior hurling championship medals. I'm sure Cathal Egan has a couple as well. Maybe he was sitting on the bench for them, but he definitely has a couple, and I'm sure Carl O'Sullivan may have 1 or 2 as well. So a long high ball in, it's on the D. It drops, JP Ryan misses just on the 21-yard line. They pull on the ground. Who has it? Carl O'Sullivan misses the pick. He turns round. It's to Kieran, Matthew Cully. Matthew Cully misses the pick, and it's young Killian Quigley, number 7 for St. Pat's, clears his lines. Out to Neil O'Flaherty, the dual star, as Fergal Lynch said. He takes on the ball, he solos it. He's down the middle of the field. He takes it to hand. Oh, and he's fouled. He's fouled. A great run. He was fouled by Sean Corrigan from Kildalkey, and the foul is between the 50-yard line and the 70-yard line, the stand side, about 10 yards in from on the stand side. And again, Gerald O'Donoghue to take this. I won't give him the commentator's curse but he definitely scored it. And a long high ball, and there's another 10-15 yards in that.
Yeah, that was a great run there by Neil O'Flaherty. I think Crash Corrigan there was just sick of him seeing running about 30 yards and say someone has to put a stop to this. But well punished there by Gerald O'Donoghue in the end.
Yeah, he's punishing every foul that he gets from any distance and from any angle. The ball breaks. It breaks to Aaron Callahan. Aaron Callahan, a lot of left-hand hurlers on this team. Full forward for St. Pat's. Vincent O'Donoghue, a long high shot into Colin Brown. He lets it hop and he missed it, but he finally gets into his hand, and he gives a very bad ball out to St. Pat's, who are playing lovely hurling into the full forward Vincent O'Donoghue. Vincent O'Donoghue taps it down. It's Gerald O'Donoghue again. It must be a brother of Vincent. Again, over the left side, over his shoulder, and it's gone out and wide this time. A lovely pass from Matthew Leanan out to Gerald O'Donoghue, that time who shot, and it went wide. Scores 11.6, 25 minutes, 26 minutes gone in this lively first half here in Park Carlton. A sunny Park Carlton. Perfect day for hurling, and in fairness to both teams, they're giving a great display of skillful hurling. The standard is good, is very good, I'd have to say, for Division Junior 2 hurling. And that's not taken away from anybody. It is the third grade, or the lowest grade we have, but it's a very lively game. Again, the puck out is under JP Ryan. It's caught this time by Fagan. He drops to the ground. Who comes out of it? Yes, that man again, JP Ryan. Shortens the stick. He hits it into Neil O'Flaherty, who doesn't get it. It's then picked up by Stephen Ford. Stephen Ford at the crash. The crash he still has the blue and white half helmet. He gives the ball out to Kieran Brown. Kieran Brown is judged to be fouled. A chop, the referee says. He's bringing it back. Maybe it's an earlier foul that I didn't see. And undoubtedly Matthew Cully will come out and take this one. No, it's not to be taken short by the crash. The crash goes very short, but he gives it to Killian Quigley. Not Killian Quigley, I beg your pardon. It's Daniel Leanan who's back in the backs. It's won back by Jared Gagan from Kildalkey, who's on the ground, and Matthew Cully is deemed to be fouled, and the referee is ticking. He's going to tick Daniel Leanan that time. He's having a little bit of a word with him. So it's a free on the 50-yard line. It'll be taken by Matthew Cully. It's a nice angle for a left-handed hurler. He strikes it well. Good flat puck and over the bar. He seems to hit them flat over the bar.
Yeah, that's kind of the modern style, isn't it, John? You know, that one that cuts through the air. But what's interesting, I think, is that half back line of St. Pat's are kind of getting on top there. You obviously mentioned John Paul Ryan, who's obviously very effective as well. But also the other lads there, Aaron Callahan and Killian Quigley, they're also playing well as well. So that's going to be a key line where I think Kildalkey need to get more change out of that area.
Yeah, and the puck out seems to be landing on a half back line, on top of the half back line all the time, and they aren't getting a lot of change out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you see John Paul Ryan there. He's kind of controlling everything there as well. Now, at the half back line, Kildalkey are no slouches either. So they're probably two key battle areas in this game. Whoever can get on top or keep on top in maybe St. Pat's case in their half back line will have a real platform to work off in the game.
Absolutely, Colin. And that before mentioned man, JP Ryan, now taking this sideline. sideline cut. It's 28 minutes gone in the first half. It's 11 points to 7 in a very keenly contested Division 2 final, and that is the first mistake that JP Ryan has made. Very bad cut and goes out over the line about a yard in front of him. He wouldn't be happy with that. So it's a sideline into Kildalkey, and it'll be taken by Kieran Brown, the midfielder for Kildalkey. Andrew Fagan is looking for a shot. He doesn't get it. Kieran is going to go long. He went long. Lovely hands there by the St. Pat's player, the number 8, Shane Clark. A long ball in by captain Gerard O'Donoghue into the full forward line. It breaks. Conor Lyons is over it. Kevin Murray is over. There's a few of them over it. It breaks out to 12, Daniel Lenehan. Daniel Lenehan doesn't gather. It comes out and Kevin Murray has it. Kevin drops it to the ground. He's flicked away by the full forward, Vincent O'Donoghue. Eventually he lands with number 12, Daniel Lenehan, left-handed hurler, from a tight angle, put it over the bar to give St. Pat's a 12 points to 7 lead. Just on 29 minutes gone. A long puck out this time. It lands just outside the 21-yard line from the Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper. It lands in front of Matthew Cully, who seems to be going into the full forward line, and Aaron Fagan has come out. Andrew Fagan has come out. It's the JP Ryan with a long clearance down the field. It's dropping around Stephen Ford, yeah, he swung in around as the man went to pick the ball. He swung in around his shoulders to give away a needless free out on the sideline, and Neil O'Sullivan is on the ground after being fouled. He was going over only to the terrace that time. A very bad free to give away.
Yeah, exactly, and the way Gerald O'Donoghue is hurling at the moment, he actually, I think he landed one in there the square earlier from that similar angle. He might have stuck one over as well. So again, Kildalkey, maybe the discipline, and the referee is actually, I think, letting things flow a good bit. You know, he's not flashing yellow cards or anything like that, but that doesn't mean that you can go start swinging and giving away frees the whole time, because a free is a free at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and it'll go on the scoreboard. Gerard O'Donoghue over this one again, another tight angle, and I'd say it's going to be the same result. Gerard O'Donoghue scores his 7th point of the game and his 6th free. Brilliant accuracy from Gerard O'Donoghue, the St. Pat's captain. A faultless display of free taken by him. A long puck out from Colin Barry in the Kildalkey goals. It drops out on the 50-yard line. It's gathered by Kildalkey, who has a free to Kildalkey, and Owen Potter seems to be on for Kildalkey, number 18. He came in for Charlie. Was that a substitution or a blood? We missed that. There was a sub on there. Owen Potter is on for Kildalkey. He's in for Charlie Egan, or Cahill Egan. Came in there about 5 minutes ago. We missed that it must have been down one. There's a blood sub here for Kildalkey. Cahill O'Sullivan is off.
Number 24.
Who's not on the programme. Number 24 is on and he's not on the programme. Who is it? Kevin Gagan.
Number 15, Gerard Gagan.
Evan Gagan is on for Cahill O'Sullivan, blood sub. Sorry, he's on for Gagan. I have to say, Kildalkey have lined out with number 29 in the middle of the field, who wasn't on the programme originally, and the Brana sub number 24 is on the programme, and it's not good enough at any level of a county final.
Yeah, for sure, but interesting there, John. Kildalkey have Owen Potterton to bring on. Owen Potterton is a man who's been in county senior panels in his time, trouble with injuries and that, but great man to have on, good experience, won that last free. I spent a summer with him in San Francisco and with a couple of heavy sessions there as well, John, so all the Owl lads there are popping up here on the team. But at the end of the day here in the first half, it's St. Pat's with 13 points and Kildalkey with 8 points, and you have to say they deserve it, John. They've been the better team, they've struck better scores from distance, they've taken advantage of their chances. They've also tightened up in defence. Maybe at the start they were leaking a couple of points in that, but they seem to have tightened that up, got the discipline right, and it's great to see a club like St. Pat's really promoting hurling, because for hurling in County Meath, John, we really need areas like St. Pat's, like Laytown, like ourselves in Ashbourne and that, all around the East Meath area, to really drive on and really try and promote the game and to match what's been done in the rest of the county.
Yeah, absolutely, Colin. And just this morning I sent a great starter of Ashbourne hurling, Davy Gahan. I sent him a text. I didn't wish him the best of luck tomorrow because he's playing Trim, but I sent him a text, just to say great to see that Donaghmore Ashbourne in the county minor A hurling final. And last year we had North Meath Gales, who would be Kilskeer, Mylach and surrounding areas. Kells are involved with them as well in a county final. And as you said, it's so important that we spread the hurling gospel to all extremities of the county. And I know from being involved with the hurling committee that St. Pat's and St. Colin Kills are doing huge work at underage level, and I know Kieran Flynn, our PRO, told us that Ty Gleanan is one of those products that have come through the underage structure in the Saints, they call it up there. It's amalgamation of St. Pat's and St. Colin Kills in East Meath, and that can only be good for Meath hurling. I'm just looking at this goalkeeper walking out, Philip O'Brien. He's a fine, tall young man, a young, fit young man, and he's done nothing wrong today, and it's great to see that the hurling gospel is being spread. And I know there's work being done down around Carlinstown and Carna Ross, Minority area in the schools, and St. Michael's. They have underage hurling going, and I know the GPOs are down there regularly with them. So yeah, it's great, Colin.
Absolutely, John, and I think the key is probably that sort of split time that's been done at underage level, where lads will play hurling and football. It's not a case of football one night, hurling one night. You're kind of playing both in the one night. But John, we might take a break here at half time. Those of you watching on YouTube will be able to just go straight to the second half, so we'll cut it from here.
Okay, we'll see if it. Okay, all right, we're here ready back in Park Tolden for the second half of the Division 2 hurling's final between Kildalkey and St. Pat's, and it's 13 points to 8 at half time. Chief scores in the first half were Gerard O'Donoghue, from captain of St. Pat's, who scored 6 points and 5 from frees from all over the year, and Matthew Cully is the sole scorer for Kildalkey with 8 points and 7 from frees. So the referee, we have a substitute referee in, have we? No, I'm wrong. So the ball has been thrown in, the game is on. There's a lot of noise being generated here in the stand, start of the second half. The ball is taken by Matthew Leanan, who goes a left-handed hurler. He strikes from 70 yards out. It's in on top of the square. It's in on top of Patrick Calvey, who misses it, and it goes out for a wide. It hit his hand and went out for a wide. Lob into the square from Matthew Leanan into Patrick Calvey, who mishandled the ball and went out wide. So again, as I said, it's 13 points to 8 to St. Pat's. They were good value for their lead at half time, with scorer in chief Gerard O'Donoghue scoring from all angles, from frees and 1 from play. So the puck out comes from Colin Barry, a long probing puck out down on top of JP Ryan, who misses the catch. It would have been the first one he has missed, I say. It's been brought out by Kieran DeBarra, who was wearing 16 on the programme as sub-goalkeeper. He kicks the ball on, and it's Kildalkey have deemed to foul him. And it's a free on the 50-yard line, about a metre in there from the sideline on the terrace side. And the ever-accurate Gerard O'Donoghue, the captain of St. Pat's, will take this one again. Didn't see what that free was for, Colin, did you?
I did see in the initial play there where the Kildalkey man was coming out with the ball, and I think there was an arm around the shoulder. However, I would have thought the free was back from where the incident was, so that would make me think that maybe there was a free up around where the ball is now at the moment. But
maybe after the
play, yeah, I'm not quite sure.
We don't know anyway, so you can review the video yourself on YouTube and watch it. So Gerard O'Donoghue strikes again. And there's only one outcome when that man stands over a free from any distance, from any angle. It's over the black spot to give St. Pat's their 14th score of the game. And O'Donoghue's 8th. So the puck out again. It's on the halfway line. JP Ryan got to it. He didn't win it. It goes out to Kieran Brown from Kildalkey. A diagonal ball into Cathal O'Sullivan. Cathal gathers. He turns. He's 50 yards out. He mishit it, and it's into the full forward line. Who free is. The ball was gathered by Joe Finan, and the referee blew for free, which is dead straight in front of the goals, 21 yards out, and there's no doubt that Matthew Cully will score this one to give Kildalkey their 9th point, and Matthew is 9th point. So the all-star goalkeeper, or blue star or green star, what do they call him? Underdogs goalkeeper Philip O'Brien pucks out the ball. It's a long puck out. It lands in the hands of Conor Lyons. Conor Lyons down to a bad clearance, and went down to number 8, who is Shane Clark for St. Pat's, who hit it wide. Just missed that passage of the play. So Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper, he's a great strike of the ball. Lovely strike down to the far 70-yard line. It's gathered in the middle of the field by Matthew Cully, who's having a very good game. He strikes left-handed down over his shoulder. The cornerback Ty Leanan, who's a product of the Saints School of Hurling up in East Meath. It's gathered by the Osage, the team, by JP Ryan, who looks for a free. He doesn't get it. A great diagonal ball from Kieran Brown over to the sub Potterton, who was blocked and well blocked. It's Fagan, a left-handed strike, and a great point from full forward Andrew Fagan, who gets his first score of the game. 4 minutes into the second half to just leave 4 points between the teams. 14 points to 10 to St. Pat's. The puck out was taken. It's gathered again. Potterton having an influence on this game since he came in. It's into Andrew Fagan. Andrew Fagan puts the hand up. He doesn't gather, but the rebound is gathered by Ger Gagan. Ger Gagan strikes off his right hand, and another point for Kildalkey scored by Ger Gagan. A breakdown from the ball from Aaron Fagan and Andrew Fagan, and it resulted in a score. Philip O'Brien. And this is a fast-flowing game here. A long puck out gathered by Leanahan, another Leanahan, Daniel Leanahan, a left-handed shot into the goals. It's blocked by Colin Barry in the Kildalkey goals, out to the 14-yard line. There's a bit of a schmozzle. The referee has given a free out because the St. Pat's man was looking for a free. He was on his knees looking for a free. He didn't get it, and the referee has given a free out. There's a bit of handbags going on over there.
Number 24, Evan Gagan, replaces number 11, Joey Finan.
So Evan Gagan is in now. 24. Evan Gagan plays Joey Finan, who is the centre forward. Joey didn't get into the game today. The referee is consulting his umpires here. There was a little bit of handbags there on the 14-yard line after that free was awarded. Referee is calling. He's calling over Patrick Calvey, who was the man that was looking for the free. He didn't get it. He was a bit frustrated. I said just a few words with him is all that needs to happen here. Yeah, a sensible referee in there again. Results in a free out to Kildalkey from their own 21-yard line, and this free will be taken by goalkeeper Colin Barry. I'm sure he'll go along. He's gone along with every puck out so far today. Yes, he goes long. A good ball into his forwards. It's contested there by Aaron Boyce. Aaron Boyce doesn't win it. Into Kieran Brown, who's coming more into the game as the game goes on. It's taken by Cathal O'Sullivan. The hand passes in. A great hand. Oh, and a brilliant block there by the St. Pat's fullback, Ushin Cullen from Ger Gagan, who was going to hand pass over to Andrew Fagan for probably a sure goal, but it didn't transpire because the fullback from St. Pat's, Oisin O'Callaghan, made a great interception. So it resulted in a free in to Kildalkey, which will be taken by Matthew Cully, wearing number 29. This to put 2 points between the sides. That's 14-12 to St. Pat's after 7 minutes of the second half. A lively second half, Colin.
Yeah, I think, John, you have to really give credit to the Kildalkey management here, because they identified that half-back line of St. Pat's that we spoke about, but they're after making a few changes there. They brought out Fagan into the half-forward line, brought in Owen Potterton, and they're really making a difference there, getting on top and getting the ball into the inside forward line. So really good credit to the Kildalkey management, but also to the players for implementing that plan.
Absolutely, and the Kildalkey management are the usual stalwarts: Pat, Buddy O'Halloran, Darrell Hart, I see on the line, who are in charge of all three teams in Kildalkey. Tremendous work from Pat O'Halloran, Martin Carr, Darrell Hart and Carl Levy. Takes some doing to manage three teams in a club and get and all three contested semi-finals, and their senior team beaten by Trim in the semi-final, and their intermediate team beaten by Rathmolline in the semi-final, and here's their junior 2 team now in the final, and with every chance of winning. Number 17 is coming on for St. Pat's. Number 17 is Evan Morgan. Looks a young man, Evan, a young light man. He's replaced Patrick Calvey. 17. The ball is in play. St. Pat's clear their lines. It's down into the middle of the field. They're contested by Matthew Cully. Matthew Cully wins it. A left-hand strike down into Fagan. Fagan is rounds Oisin Callahan and strikes the ball with a beautiful point over the bar from Andrew Fagan. Another man with senior, I forgot about Andrew Fagan. He with a couple of senior hurling medals, and he showed his class there, Colin.
Yeah, absolutely, and he was backing out in the half forward line, but he was back in there in the full forward line, and he has the touches, he has the accuracy here. So really all the momentum is with Kildalkey, John. I mean, St. Pat's are in a bit of trouble here. Absolutely,
they're in trouble. They need to get a couple of scores and get them quick. 14 points to 13, 1 point game, 9 minutes into the second half of this exciting Division 2 or Junior 2 hurling championship played in Park Talton here on a glorious sunny Saturday afternoon, the 9th of October. We await the intermediate 8th of October. My learning colleague from the Chronicle here, my script writer here to my left. As we await the intermediate hurling final from two brilliant hurling clubs in Meath, the Jewel Club Dunderry and Hurling Club Rathmolline. A long strike by a free in by Gerard O'Donoghue, and he misses that for the first time. He's very, very accurate, but the pressure was on there, Colin, for that one.
Yeah, just nothing's going right for St. Pat's. You know, that was a real important one there, John, just to get the back on track with Pat's, I suppose. But it's a miss one, and you just feel that they need something. They need a goal, or they need something. They need something to settle them down, because Kildalkey are all over them at the moment. Absolutely,
and Kildalkey again on the attack. It's won that time by Evan Gagan. Cathal O'Sullivan, a little left-hand dink. It's in on top of the full forward line. Aaron Bias has it. Aaron is fouled. Aaron Bias was fouled, just to be fouled by the referee. I'd just like to see the referee let the game flow a little bit more in the second half. It has been all freeze in the second half. He's doing a fine job of the game, but just let them play another 10 seconds and then award you free maybe. This one again will be taken by Matthew Cully. He bends and he strikes, he puts it over the bar for his 11th point of the game. A great contribution to his club. So puck out here. St. Pat's definitely need a score, and they need one quick. A long puck out from Philip O'Brien. It's down the terrace side. It's blocked out by Shawnee Corrigan. Not much past the crash. He'd be a nephew of the great chef in London, Richard Corrigan and Virginia, from Kilronan and Imbaliver. So another free. It's a free to St. Pat's, and dare I say it, Gerard O'Donoghue needs to score this one. He needs to show the steel of a captain. Now this one is 71 yards outside, 71 yards out. He needs to score this one. St. Pat's need to score. It's a draw game. It's 14 points all. It has been all Kildalkey in the second half for the first 11-12 minutes of the second half. Gerard O'Donoghue bends. He strikes. And yes, he's back on form, and it's over the bar as St. Pat's take the lead in the 12th minute of the game. 15 points to 14. A fantastic game of hurling here in Park Talton. Junior 2 final between St. Pat's and Kildalkey. St. Pat's first team an only team, and this is Kildalkey's third team. Great credit to Kildalkey for fielding 3 teams and getting to 2 semi-finals and a final. It's down in the middle of the field. Matthew Cully, who is having a huge influence in this game, is out to Liam Carroll. Liam Carroll over the ball. There's a bit of a they're like hens picking at a hot spud there. Which hen will get it? It comes out and it breaks out, and Kieran Brown gets it again. It's out over the line. Number 7, Killian Quigley, kicked it over the line. He's looking for the ball, and they're giving it to Ashbourne, but it's definitely
that was definitely Kildalkey ball. I had it zoomed in here in the camera, John, and I'm very confident that was Kildalkey ball. But that's the break that St. Pat's need, along with that free that Gerald scored in the last one.
Probably do need that one, and if this leads to a score, there could be eruptions. Not Kieran Brown gathers in the midfield. He loses it. Shane Clark, he gathers it on. It didn't go too far. Full forward. Vincent O'Donoghue putting Kildalkey backs under pressure. A bad clearance there. Comes out a strike by Kieran DeBarra. A high to the right and wide. That was a poor clearance by the Kildalkey half back line. Could have led to a score, but unfortunately for St. Pat's, Kieran DeBarra struck it. A good long high shot went to the right, just to the right and wide, and it's a puck out for Kildalkey now with 13 minutes gone in the second half. 1 point between the teams, 15-14. Colin Brown again, and goes long right down the middle. It's gathered by Cathal Sullivan. Cathal Sullivan's coming into this game. He's no spring chicken, I'd have to say. Sorry, that's Ger Gagan. Is 15. Cathal is number 13, but Ger Gagan is coming more into the game, and he is a spring chicken. Cathal O'Sullivan is lurking in around the full forward line, waiting for one of them breaks and get a stick onto it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. This could be the first yellow card of the game. It looks like Shane Clark, we can't see his number at this stage. It looks like Shane Clark, the St. Pat's midfielder. And this will be the first yellow card, I would say. Yeah, yellow card for Shane Clark, the St. Pat's midfielder. And what has not been at any stage a dirty game or a fractious game, but when it comes to, we call it squeaky bum time with 15 minutes to go in the county final, players do get anxious, and with 1 point between the teams, it becomes very, very serious stuff. So this free will be taken by Matthew Cully on the 50-yard line. He bends and he strikes, and he puts it over the bar to bring the side back level again with 15 minutes gone, 15 points each, in a very good game. Fergal, what do you think?
Yeah, it's super game. Amazing that it's only Junior 2, 4th-tier Ireland. They're putting a lot of other games I've seen this year to shame. Very entertaining.
Yeah, Fergal's definitely right. It's a very entertaining game. The ball is out over the line at this stage by Shane Clark, who kicked it out. It's a Kildalkey ball this time. Will be taken by Kieran Brown. Kieran is going to leave it to Kevin Murray, the cornerback for Kildalkey. Not a big man in stature, but big in heart. He's placing his ball on this beautifully appointed Park Taunton pitch, lush green grass. He's looking for the best position for it. He's not too happy. He's happy now, so I hope he gets a good strike in it after all that. Not a bad strike. It's out. Conor Dunn, the captain for Kildalkey, gathers it. He hand passed it over. It's gathered by Jared Gagan, who, as I said, is coming into this game really, really well. Another free to Kildalkey. St. Pat's will have to cut out the foul. St. Pat's are fouling a lot.
They are, yeah, and we spoke about that. The discipline is all important as well, and they're just second to every ball as well, and maybe the discipline there, they get a bit of frustration creeps in and that. So Kildalkey, maybe the more experience. You spoke about the lads who've won senior championships, played at a high level. Maybe that experience is telling here in the second half.
Absolutely, it seems to be telling, and that again, another long range free from Matthew Cully to get his 13 point of the game. A brilliant strike. JP Ryan down the middle of the field, but hits it down. He hits it in on top. The sub, the young man is in. Evan Morgan is in. He misses it. Ball down. This man, Matthew Cully, is having a huge influence in this game. A great hand pass. A great pass in. Niall. Oh, the foul. The judge will be a foul after the ball. A foul after the ball was played down the line. The St. Pat's player come in and was late I'm trying to get his number. It's JP Ryan, very, very uncharacteristic from an experienced player like JP Ryan. He had a word with the linesman saying he didn't think it was a free, but the referee has awarded a free, and this could put Kildalkey into a 2-point lead with 17 minutes gone. What?
He was late, but he got there as quick as he could.
Yeah, Fergal Lynch from Lee Chronicle says that JP Ryan was late, but he did get there as quick as he could. But it's still a free to Kildalkey, 21 yards out to the left of the goals. This could be significant, a 2-point lead to Kildalkey with 13 minutes, 12 minutes left, Colin.
Yeah, and that was good play there from Owen Potterton, the man who does a bit of Shannon Stanton in his spare time. Maybe the feet aren't as quick as they used to be there. He couldn't get away from JP Ryan, but JP Ryan was probably just a little bit late, as Fergal says. And again, maybe that's just frustration, the discipline, the experience telling for Kildalkey here now. St. Pat's maybe look to make a substitution to see if they can shake this up a little bit.
Conor Power, who was listed to start at number 9, is waiting to come on, and he's coming on for the guy that replaced him, Kieran DeBarra. So Kieran DeBarra replaced Conor Power at the start of the game, but Conor is going to get his chance to shine here now and put his influence on the game with number 9 on his back. Free to Kildalkey. We're in the 19th minute of the game, 18 minutes and 20 seconds gone. Matthew Cully now wearing 29. Oh, strikes it low, and in fairness to the St. Pat's corner back, Ty Gleanahan, the young man, stood in the flight of the ball and got a block to it. A very, very important block, that. And great intelligent play for one so young. Oisin Callahan is tackling Andrew Fagan. He gives a great ball back out to Gagan. Gagan misses it. He gets it on the second attempt. Does he get it on the second attempt? He doesn't. Again, it's another Shamazel who will come out with it this time. Referee blows it up and he's going to throw it in. And referee going into his umpires now. Some of the supporters for me here are not too happy calling the referee a showman, but I don't know. He's working well with his linesmen and umpires throughout the game, Colin.
Yeah, I think communication is important, and I think we saw there, John, earlier maybe that some heavy challenges went in, and he just spoke to the players and he said, listen, you're late, or you need to work on this, whatever it is, rather than just kind of dismissing and showing them a card. So I think he's doing quite well, and on this occasion he'll speak to his umpires and he'll speak to the player and he'll tell them what he's seen, and if he has to give a yellow card, he will.
Yeah, and he's spoken to his two umpires, and now he's talking to Andrew Fagan. He's not going to give him a yellow card by the looks of it. Maybe he is. He's having a stern talk, we'd say, with Andrew. There must have been something we didn't pick it up in commentary, but I'm sure it's on the camera. It looks like Andrew is going to get a yellow card for his troubles. Andrew wearing number 15 here for Kildalkey. Yeah, a yellow card. In fairness, you have to give praise to the referee there. The umpires signalled they wanted to talk to him, they spoke to him, and now instead of a puck out or free out, it's going to be a throw in, and Andrew Fagan gathers it. Would it be ironic if he put this one over the bar? He takes the strike and it went to the right and wide. Now, with 10 minutes to go of normal time, it's 15 points St. Pat's, 16 points Kildalkey. Referee is calling back. The puck out came from Philip O'Brien, who landed on the 70-yard line, the far 70-yard line. The referee blew his whistle while the ball was being contested because of an injury to Kildalkey man. Kildalkey cornerback has a bit of cramp, or corner forward has a bit of cramp. It's hardly Cathal O'Sullivan, the evergreen Cathal O'Sullivan, is it?
Cramp warming up.
Huh?
Cramp warming up.
Number 20 for Kildalkey, who is Sean Coolahan, yeah? Calhoun seems to be getting ready to come on. It is Carl. I think it is Carl that has the cramp, and he seems to be bunched. Yeah, Cathal O'Sullivan, the Kildalkey player who lives in Trim. He lives at the gates at St. Loman's Park in Trim. Is coming out after playing his part here for Kildalkey. Cathal, as I said, is no spring chicken, but he put in a good 50 minutes play there for his club, and more power to him. So we'll go back to the puck out here from Philip O'Brien, the Underdogs goalkeeper. A tall man. He must be 6'3", 6'4". I'd say he's the goalkeeper for the footballers as well. He could be, he looks very like him. A bad puck out this time. It's gathered by Aaron Boyce, who's 60, 70 yards out, hits it over the bar. A bad mistake from Philip O'Brien, who hit it straight to Aaron Boyce, who put the ball over to give Kildalkey a 2-point lead with 22 minutes played. Philip O'Brien goes long this time. It breaks to Daniel Lehan. Daniel Lehan, left-hander. He goes by his man. He's on the D. He taps it on his hurl. He misplaces the pass, and it's gathered. Gathered by Kildalkey, full back line, who gives a bad clearance. It's out to Daniel Mannix, another left-hand hurler. He hits it. Kildalkey coming out. Oh, he did. He came across him. The referee has his hand up. He's given a bit of confusion there. The referee had his hand up. It looked like a free. The players played on, and it ended up being a free. Who's that was a bad mistake by Philip O'Brien there for that point.
It was, yeah, and again the discipline there. Just that was a rash challenge coming in there from the St. Pat's man. I think there was a Matthew Lean in the centre forward perhaps. So again, just that discipline creeping away. But you have to give credit to Kildalkey, John. They're completely out of it in the first half, 5 or 6 points down. Didn't look like they were getting any change out of anywhere. Made a few switches, made a few substitutions, positional changes, and now they're leading the game by 2 points, 17 points to 15. So very impressive from Kildalkey.
Yeah, the substitution of Owen Potter and Evan Gagan have made have given Kildalkey rich rewards in the half-hour line. Andrew Fagan has been good throughout, and Ger Gagan has come into the game wearing number 15 in around the half-hour line in the second half. There's a stoppage in play here. Stephen Ford was getting a bit of attention. Maybe the old legs are getting a bit tired for Stephen. This is a free. It's in Kildalkey's own half. It's 80 yards, 90 yards out. It's a high ball in from Matthew Cully. It's into the square. Goalkeeper Philip Bryan comes out and he gathers. He doesn't. It hits the ground. There's a bit of a. Andrew Fagan eventually gets it. He goes for goal. It's blocked on the line and comes back out to Andrew Fagan. Aaron Boyce gets it. Left-handed, turns and over the bar. A great point from Aaron Boyce, who scores his second point of the game from play. And there's 5 minutes left. St. Pat's are in a hurry now. They give a long ball out to Matthew Lenahan. Matthew Lenahan gathers. He gives a good ball back out to Neil O'Flaherty, who it's a long high ball in, and it's just what Donaghmore Ashmore, or not Donaghmore Ashmore, I say that again, it's the colours that's getting me wrong. It's St. Pat's who get a point to put 2 points between the teams with 6 minutes of normal time left, 16 points to 18. A great point there to bring them back into the game, Colin.
Yeah, we're in for a great finish here, John. 5 minutes left in this game. Some good hurling there. Ball inside, Kildalkey feeding off those breaks, but all credit to Philip O'Brien, who probably should have claimed that original ball in, got the puck out going quickly, got it into his forwards, and the ball came back out there, and it was a good strike over the bar. That was an important score there for St. Pat's, really, because it looks like they're maybe fading away from the game, but if they keep in this game, you never know, a goal or something like that could win it for them.
Yeah, anything can happen in the county final in the last 5 minutes. Strange things have happened in many of the county final. Kildalkey have another sub on, number 19, Dane Connolly. The ball is out. It's contested again in the middle of the field. Left-handed strike. St. Pat's are in possession of this ball. Killian Quigley. A great ball into the centre forward, Daniel Lehan, or to number 12, Daniel Lehan, sorry, who is adjudged to have been fouled. Hit the referee, so that's why some of the supporters shouting him out of the way. It's gathered by Kieran Brown, who's having a great game in the middle of the field. He hits the ball in. Daniel Mannix, number 4 for St. Pat's, had it. He lost it. This sub had the ball. He's fouled. He has a strike. Andrew Fagan gathers on the final on his left-hand side, 30 yards out, turns to his left and put it over the bar to give Kildalkey a 3-point lead, 16 points to 19. Quick puck out. It's all go here. Philip Bryan, quick puck out. Conor Dunn, the Kildalkey captain, gathered on his own 70-yard line. It's left-handed strike back in. Ty Gleanan has the ball. He misses his pick. You have to get these picks at county level. Into JP Ryan. JP, low ball, and Kieran Brown has dropped back in as a sweeper in front of his half-back line. He gets a long clearance in. Daniel Mannix is under it. Daniel, a hand pass out to JP Ryan. JP Ryan waits for it. He eventually gets it. A long clearance into the full forward line. Vincent O'Donoghue is underneath it. Does he gather? He doesn't gather. Owen Potterton comes and clears it. He doesn't get it. Sean Corrigan, the evergreen Sean Corrigan, gets it then. This is getting very frantic. So St. Pat's need to score. They have the ball. They have it. It's no free, and it's blocked down. Kevin Murray tries to clear it. It's blocked down by St. Pat's player, and goes out over the sideline for a line ball to St. Pat's with 3 minutes of normal time to go. 3 points between the teams. Column. St. Pat's are under pressure.
They sure are in for an exciting finish here. I think Andrew Fagan has really stepped up in this second half. He's just got on those scrappy balls and really worked hard. And maybe on the other side, St. Pat's just aren't getting enough from their full forward line, John. All that going in there.
Exactly. I'd be looking at pushing JP Ryan, a good hurler up front now. I'd be putting them on the D to see would he get onto something. Because the full forward line don't seem to be getting onto much ball. Vincent Dunn hasn't got onto much ball in the second half. Evan Morgan, the sub, hasn't got on any. And Neil O'Flaherty was playing a lot deeper. I'd take the gamble with St. Pat's and push John Paul Ryan, JP Ryan. I'd be pushing him up with the win just for the last 5 minutes, see how it goes. The sideline cut is in front of Matthew Cully, who doesn't get it. St. Pat's have it. They're coming forward. A great solo run here. He's on the 60, he's on the 50. He strikes with his left hand. It's a great score. A great score there. Inspirational score by Matthew Linehan, the number 11, who gathered the ball on his own 50 line. He sold it to the 70, to the 50, and hit it over the bar from 45 yards out. An inspirational score to put 2 points between the teams with 28 minutes played in the second half. And St. Pat's are bringing on a sub now. The original Brian Calvey, who was the start number 13, he's coming on now. I don't see the sub that has gone off. There doesn't seem to be anyone off yet. We're waiting. Number 13 is definitely on, and he's not messing around. Oh yeah, there's a man coming off now.
Number 13, Brian Calvey.
Replaces number 5, Aaron Callahan. So 29 minutes played. Kildalkey are 2 points up, 19 points to 7. There definitely will be, I guess, at least 3-4 of additional time because of the subs and the injuries. It's going to be going long. Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper, goes long. It's blocked down by St. Pat's, but it's gathered by a half-back, Liam Carroll for Kildalkey, who tries a long relieving ball. Andrew Fagan is underneath it. He taps it down in front of himself. John Paul Ryan is in front of it. Andrew Fagan gets it. He hand passes it. It's intercepted by St. Pat's into Gagan. Gagan is pulled down. Jared Gagan, who has had a huge influence in this second half, pumps the air. He's fouled on the 21-yard line, and this will undoubtedly be another score for Kildalkey from Matthew Cully, who's vying to get his 14 points of the game. He is 13 at the moment. If he gets this, it's 14 points of and the PA announcer has another 3 minutes of additional time. It's 17 points to 19. It's now 20 points to 17, and Matthew Cully has hit his 14th point of the game. What a contribution. A long puck out this time by Philip O'Brien. He hits it long. It's going down on top of his Matthew Lane, his centre forward. Matthew goes down. He picks his left-handed hurler. He comes out. He's possession of the ball. He gains a free. It's a free into St. Pat's. No, this will be taken by Jared O'Donoghue, the captain. Jared needs to put this one over. He has 2 minutes of additional time, maybe to rattle in a goal or so 3 points between the game. 1 minute of additional time already played. He's actually dropping into the square. It's coming in. It's out! Oh, it looked as if it was in the back of the net. It hit the side net and on the outside, and the umpire waves it wide. That was a lob in by Gerald O'Donoghue, a very dangerous ball. All it needed was a touch, and I thought it was in the back of the net, but it actually hit the side net and on the outside. Relief for Kildalkey. Spuddy still looks fairly cool down there. Colin Barry has the ball in hand. Kildalkey are waiting a bit of time. Conor Dunn is taking his time, and he's showing his experience there by doing that, and he's right. But I'm sure the referee will add on this time. There's 31 minutes and 39 seconds played. The St. Pat's people are not happy. They're booing Conor, but he was showing his experience there. There's 3 minutes of additional time to be played. There's 3.5 or 1.5 of it played. Colin Barry taking his time. He eventually pokes out the ball. A long ball down. It's being contested. Brilliant catch by number 24, Evan Gagan. What a catch by a little fella. And he's down to overcarry the ball. It's a free to St. Pat's.
Dropped it and picked it off the ground.
I just missed that, but my colleague here has told me that he dropped and picked it off the ground. And there's only one place this ball is going. This is going in around the square. The sun seems to be in the Kildalkey goalkeeper's eyes, Colin Barry. This is going to be dropped in. It just depends on the quality of the ball that's dropped in. I see JP Ryan is up in the square. If he gets his hand on it or a stick on it, it'll be in the back of the net. So the quality of the ball here is so essential. Now 70, 80 metres out. It's high, but it's not long enough. It's high. It's JP Ryan is under. JP gets a flick on it. It's in around the square, and they come out with the ball. Number 7, Sean Corrigan, experience personified, clears the ball out to the wing. It's out to Daniel Leanan. St. Pat's still need to get possession of this ball. Kildalkey come out with the ball. Sean Corrigan, the far side, has it again. Look at that. Experience personified, as I said a minute ago. Goes out over the line, and it's a sideline cut to St. Pat's. It's all action here in Park Talton. There's 33 minutes played. The 3 minutes of additional time have been played, but the time wasted by Conor Dunn and the goalkeeper Colin Barry, that time has been played now. So it's a sideline cut, or is it a free? It looks like he's given a free. Am I right? Yeah. He's given a free in. Daniel Leanan, number 11 on his back. He's going to bend and take this. This will be dropped in the square. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Yes, this is absolutely banging. It's down. Keeper gathered it on the line. He comes out. He's fouled. No, he's not fouled. The referee's playing on. Yes, he gives a free out. St. Pat's are not happy with the decision, but in fairness, Colin Barry came out with the ball in his hand, and he was hit from all angles, and he gets his free, and that should be it for Kildalkey, who should take the division or the Junior 2 hurling championship here. Manager Pat O'Halloran, Martin Carr, Dara Lahart and Carl Levy are still waiting on the line. They're in anticipation of what should happen very shortly, the final whistle. It's 17 points to St. Pat's, 34 and a half minutes played, 20 points to Kildalkey. Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper, is taking his time, and why shouldn't he? A great catch on the line there, Colin.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't underestimate how important and the level of skill there from Colin Barry, because the sun was coming in his eyes there, and it was a high ball in. Now, he looked like a bit of an oil tanker trying to get off his line there at a certain stage, but in fairness to him, he went out, he did the right thing and took on a couple of men, because in that situation, as we kind of mentioned in the first half, the referee is probably likely going to give him a free, so did really well, took his time, used experience, sat down. I'm sure the whistle will be blown after this, so all credit to Colin Barry there.
The final whistle should be blown, but will he give St. Pat's another chance? Will he? If they win this ball from the free, I'm sure he will. So it's a long strike. He doesn't hit it that well. It comes down. Young Quigley is underneath it. The sub that come on, number 9, Kieran Power. St. Pat's are possessed. Oh, a free. Captain Conor Dunn was fouled, and it's a free to Kildalkey. With 35 and a half minutes played of additional time, Crash Corrigan kicks the ball away. He wants the boys to take their time, and I'm sure they will. It's all over. I'd say it has to be all over at this stage. Colin Barry, the goalkeeper, is it looks like a stroll out or a leisurely walk. So Colin Barry, the Kildalkey goalkeeper, who's had a great game, a great catch there a couple of minutes ago from that very dangerous ball. He's taken it free from his own 50-yard line, and no doubt he'll drive this as far and hard as he can. He drives it hard, he drives it long. We're still in play. It's full time. Kildalkey are Junior 2 Meath champions on a scoreline of 17 points to 20. There was 36 minutes played in total of a very, very entertaining game of hurling. St. Pat's unfortunately have lost this game, but to their credit, they added great skill and fight to a very, very good game of hurling, Colin.
Absolutely, and you have to give credit to Kildalkey here, John. The senior championship didn't go the way they wanted to go. The intermediate championship, they lost in the semi-final. But as you said, the third team for Kildalkey, you have to respect it. The lads who give everything to this club, who've played senior, who've played intermediate, and now tug out for the juniors and bring a trophy home. Every trophy counts for every club in the county, so they'll bring home this Junior 2 championship. They really deserve the victory. A fantastic second half performance. Unlucky to St. Pat's, put in a really good first half performance. Perhaps the experience, perhaps some of the indiscipline cost them, but at the end of the day, Kildalkey were the better team and deserved this win.
Absolutely, I totally concur with what Colin said there. Kildalkey's experience on the day really shined through at the end. You know, when you have the likes of Conor Dunn at full back, captain, Stephen Ford centre back, Sean Corrigan, who won vital ball there at the end. Sean the Crash Corrigan is better known. You had Andrew Fagan again with senior hurling championship medals. You know, taking the plaudits in the second half, and then Matthew Cully, who was outstanding, scoring 14 points. 13 from frees, which were crucial from the 20, were crucial to bring Kildalkey victory. And as Colin said, lads like Conor Dunn and Charlie Egan, Stephen Ford, Johnny the Crash, Andy Fagan, you know, these boys have hurled for Kildalkey for years and years, and now they're helping their third team bring a trophy home to the village, and more power to them. Hard luck to St. Pat's, more power to Kildalkey, and you know, again a special mention for the management team who managed all three adult teams in the club, and they're a credit to hurling, and they're a credit to the village and to their club for what they're doing for hurling in Kildalkey. So from a very enjoyable Junior 2 hurling, we're going to wait. Now we're going to do the commentary and video for your YouTube channel, MeGA YouTube channel, for the intermediate hurling game. We hope the intermediate hurling game is half as good as that one, and it'll be a great game. So we look forward to the intermediate hurling final in about half an hour.
Yeah, we'll just hold on here for the presentation, John. Here, I'm sure there's some lads in Kildalkey that might want to watch this video and see the lads celebrating here. So on the Ideal Bathrooms MeGA TV YouTube recording here for the Meath County Board, it is Kildalkey that come away with the victory in the Junior 2 Championship final, and well deserved in the end. I think good performances really all around the field, but particularly Andrew Fagan there, Matthew Cully in midfield, Conor Dunn at the back, Gerard Gagan, Owen Potterton, who came on, as John mentioned, on the St. Pat's team. Gerald Dunn, who had a really good game. John Paul Ryan, what a first half of hurling he had. Maybe faded a bit in the second half, but that's the way things go. So Philip O'Brien in goals as well, had a decent game as well. Clean sheets on both sides as well. Colin Barry and Philip O'Brien both keeping clean sheets, so that's always good for the goalkeeper. But we'll just hold on a little bit longer here for the presentation here, just to see Kildalkey lifting the trophy. We will have to tune off pretty quickly to get this recording uploaded to YouTube for people who want to watch it. We'll try and get it uploaded right away so that we can send it out on social media, etc. But we'll just get this trophy presentation here as well, just for the Kildalkey celebrations. I'm sure they want to watch it back in Fagan's pub or wherever they are in Kildalkey later on this evening. And just a credit again to St. Pat's for all the work that they put in on the hurling side of things. It is important that clubs like St. Pat's are continuing to develop the game. There's Brian Calvey there, a man who's togged out for many years for the club and does physio for many clubs around the county. He's as old as himself, Brian, but he's still at it, still playing away, and all credit to him. He'll be a bit disappointed that he couldn't get the win here today, but that's just the way it goes. Hopefully St. Pat's will soldier on, get up to Junior A, get up to Intermediate as well. Here's a nice touch here with Cathal Egan, here with his family enjoying this day with his son and his two daughters. Always a nice day for the family. And a big hug there from his daughter. Son doesn't seem as impressed with the whole situation. He's he maybe thought Cathal could have played a little bit better, but I'm sure he's happy enough. Always these great moments. This is what it's all about really, folks, isn't it? The family, the friends that support the lads on the field and follow them around the county. So it's all for them really.
Keep it short, please. First of all, the lads we left, good attack. Thanks for being lads. Back in game. Every time we play was tough. It was right down to the end. No doubt to be back in game. Fair play. Round of applause for Pat. All the selectors from that group. Too late today, and I'll never forget someone. So just everyone was there and had it out all year. From back to February, we're slow at the back pitch, right up to today. Thanks for the lads. As well as that, to Pat, to Sarah, thanks for the lads. Training us all the year, keep us going right to the very end. Thanks for the lads. Finally, the lads over here in blue stadium. It's been a lot of work this year. I may have been up there for some of the games, but because here we all dug in, showed us that we were right to the very end. We were down a half time, dug in until the business of the second half. We're bringing this home back to Kildalkey. Come on, boys!
That's Kevin Murray with the speech. I think Conor Dunn is then as captain, but Kevin Murray is the man who lifts the trophy there for Kildalkey. That'll be the end of our coverage of this game here on the Ideal Bathrooms Meet GATV live stream. Thank you for watching.